like, we're going to jump straight into it. I'll get this paperwork pulled up. You can run it through your lawyers or whatever you need to do. I'll let you know what I'm looking to do. And if you see fit for it, let's go forward with it. And honestly, man, that was it right there. That's what it took. I went, got me a lawyer, of course. A strong point with the crew, you know what I'm saying? I've always loved the music more than the money. It might sound crazy to some of y'all, but that's the truth, because I wasn't making no money from music in the beginning. I fell in love with just the music, and that's what I maintained my love for. I was given 30 days for basically being absent, not showing up on time and stuff like that, while being out on bond type of situation. So, I be kind of trying to figure it out, because in the beginning it was more like being a big fish in a small pond.
50 Cent did not just call young bucks career finished. We can see that by 2023, he had turned that prediction into a courtroom reality, walking away with a $200,000 settlement that tore through what was left of Buck's already battered finances after years of bankruptcy filings, IRS trouble, and jail time tied to weapons and domestic cases stretching from 2010 to 2025. This was not some quick rap dispute traded over mixtapes in 2008. Over more than a decade, we watched 50 use contracts, lawsuits, and relentless online humiliation to make sure that when Buck tried to climb back, there was always another legal hit or public embarrassment waiting to push him back down.
With his life, 50 doing whatever he doing with his life, and it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But I went down that road of trying to get us back together and getting back together and all of that. And, man, 50 really, really paying attention to you. And I'm like, okay, cool. And next thing I know, the next call was, yo, man, M loved the record. He want to mix the record, bro. And I'm like, M? You talking about Eminem? So it started from there. They flew me out.
From the moment Buck's alleged $250,000 debt to 50 Cent became a legal weapon in their feud, the pattern was clear. Every time Buck got close to stabilizing his life, a new filing, a new leak, or a new mocking post on social media showed up to remind everyone who really controlled the narrative. In the 2023 bankruptcy settlement, Buck agreed to pay just over $200,000 of that disputed $250,000 after already pouring around $445,000 into legal fees and liquidating gear, jewelry, and catalog assets to build a roughly $150,000 estate that would be carved up by creditors. That kind of payout, especially after the IRS raid on his home on August 3, 2010 for more than $300,000 in unpaid taxes, and the 2012 auction where federal agents sold off his jewelry and studio equipment for around $53,000 did not just hit his wallet. It wiped away the image of the platinum gunnet star who once broke the so-called Nashville curse with straight out of Cashville. What makes this feel less like a business dispute and more like a controlled demolition is the timing and the way it played out in public. In 2020, Buck filed for bankruptcy again, explicitly as a way to shake off what he saw as an impossible old gunnet contract and cease and desist pressure that blocked him from releasing new music, even as he flooded the streets with mixtapes across 2009 and the 10 series between 2015 and 2018 to prove he still had an audience. Then after Years of back and forth, the court ruling in 2023 landed right when Buck was trying to rebuild his brand post prison and post reunion after that surprise Gunnet comeback in 2014 and the 2014-2015 EP runs that had fans believing the issues were finally buried. Instead of being a fresh start, the judgment turned into a final stamp. That 50s version of the story had won.
It's like now I'm in a place where it's like, you know, ain't no sense of talking about it. Let me just show you, you know what I mean? So, you know, you can just expect a lot of new music, a lot of new movement. This is the first time I even sit in front of a camera doing an interview in a long time, man. Yeah, you know, and I think, you know, once as an artist, once you give it to the people and give it to the streets, you know, they gonna make it, they gonna let you know what you're dealing with. So I'm definitely about to shoot the first video off of that project, Do Better. And you know, like I say, if you ain't heard it, make sure you get out there and go stream me, buy me, download me.
We also cannot ignore how 50 used his online presence to turn every legal moment into a piece of entertainment. That doubled as psychological pressure. In multiple instances tied to Buck's bond violations and domestic case in Sumar County, Tennessee, including an arrest in 2020 and another stint in county jail in April 2025 for missing meetings with his bond supervisor. 50 grabbed Buck's mug shot, zoomed in on his bald head and facial expression, and posted captions clowning the way he looked, presenting it like just another joke for followers. Those posts came alongside older barbs, like the moment in late 2011 when he tweeted that he was giving my $250,000 back, making light of the same money that would later be at the center of a years-long bankruptcy fight, and the 2019 barrage of posts after leaked audio of Buck's private life went viral, and 50 responded with homophobic digs that turned speculation about Buck's intimacy into memes. If we trace the origin of the disputed $250,000, what stands out is how murky the paperwork seems from Buck's side and how clean the outcome looks from 50's. Court documents and reporting frame the payment as a personal loan from 50 to Buck, while Buck has repeatedly insisted that he either never saw the money at all, or if it did move, it was intended as an advance against future recordings he was never allowed to properly release, because Gunnet Records blocked his official projects. During the bankruptcy fight, Buck's team could not produce a contract or clear receipt that matched 50's version, and the judge ultimately sided with 50, treating the money as a real debt rather than a disputed label advance. That gap, the missing page that should explain how $250,000 moves without a paper trail everyone agrees on, is exactly where insiders say the real strategy sits. Turn a blurred business agreement into a personal IOU that can be enforced in court long after the music stops. When we look back at the history between these two, we see that money has always been at the center of their tension, even when the feud was still just simmering. In an interview that surfaced in March 2008, right as Buck seemed to be patching things up with Gunnet by appearing on the Elephant in the Sand mixtape, he complained that he had never seen a royalty check, despite having a platinum album and major placements like Bloodhound on Get Rich or Past Tryin' and group success with Beg for Mercy. hitting number 2 on the charts. The comments came out just weeks before 50 called into Hot 97 on April 7, 2008 to announce Buck was out of Gunnet as a group member. And not long before 50 leaked the taped phone conversation where Buck could be heard crying and asking for help, only for Buck to clap back with the track My Interview, and later the taped conversation. From that point on, the issue was never just about missed verses or diss tracks. It was about who controlled the money, the catalog, and the public perception of who was reckless and who was the boss.
It's like I said, I got a lot of music out. I think a lot of the things that I've been through and going through in life has played a part in regards to people actually really paying close attention and realizing I've been here.
Protesters say they are standing against what they call, quote, political and police corruption. We spoke to one who said she hopes that the group continues to grow.
The group gets bigger, obviously, and I hope they start weeding out these corrupt police. Judges, DAs, all of them.
Protesters spoke out against straight out of Cashville rapper Young Buck being ordered to serve time. David Darnell Brown, known as Young Buck, was sentenced to serve time for repeated violations of his bond supervision. Officials say Brown was ordered to serve 30 days in Sumner County Jail after his